it's Losi from Losi, and welcome to All Things Events, where you learn all the tips and tricks on how to be in an events industry. Welcome guys, welcome back to episode 3 of Events With. Today I am sitting with Lwando Nyhweba. She is from Lwandoluhle Events, previously known as Party Loppers. I'm just gonna let her introduce yourself. Hello Lwando.
Hi Bubu. Hi guys. Oh, so nice to be with your people, your world. What do you call your followers? What should I greet them as?
Don't call them. I don't have a name for them.
Guys, can you please get a name for her? But I'm actually putting in the spot now because Nam, I don't have a name for mine. I just call them my loves or whatever I feel like I'm in the mood to call them. Alright, so Lwandoluhle is an events company that is in the process of growing because of Corona. There were many things that happened, lessons that needed to be learned, that pushed the business into a certain direction. But I started out as a kids party planner by default.
Okay. Funny
enough. Friend of mine, Untiki, had a birthday party pitched up at her house. I was appalled by the delivery, the jumping castle, the filthiness, the lack there of any decor. Like literally it was just itafile, neztulo, and a sheet for her to cover the table. So instinctively I was like, no friend, let's do this, let's get that, buy that, over the counter stuff, and I pulled it off. And then she was like, no Lwando, you need to do something about this. There's definitely a talent. Can we make money? Oh, can we make money? And that's where we grew to. Fast forward to Lwandoluhle.
Is that where Party Loopers come from?
That's where Party Loopers, the names.
Because I'm obsessed. Guys, I'm obsessed about that name. I'm obsessed. I think I remember when I worked with you or when I met you at events, you were still called Party Loopers. And I was like, first of all, it's such a catchy name, and understanding how difficult it is for entrepreneurs to think of business names. Do you get what I mean? So I was like, Party Loopers, and you do parties and balloons and stuff. It really worked. Yeah.
Sense. So again, same person, Untiki. I was like, Ntiki, sing as you said, I'm gonna start this. I wasn't thinking about it. I need a name.
Yes.
So obviously I did the whole business plan because I'm very pedantic about if I'm going to start something, I need to have a recipe, how I'm going to cook it, how I'm going to prep it, what am I buying, defrosting. Same thing with business. I did the same process, and then I was stuck on the business name. So I said, Ntiki, I need a name. She had a few names who ended up on Loopers the Worm.
Oh, yes.
And then she was like, well, let's have party so that it links Party Loopers. I was like, I am sold. Awesome. And that's how the name stuck.
Shout out to you, Ntiki. And it was no quasi, but shout out to you. So,
a good name. It did the most. But then the company grew. I started doing adult events. So the kids' moms would be like, I have a friend, I loved your service. You did such a great job. I'm sure you can put it off. And then I said, no. After a while, I was like, yes, guys, money first. I'm going to make more money. The business is growing. Let me actually migrate into adult events, baby showers, bridal showers. Now I'm into weddings. The name Party Loopers was not resonating with me now, presenting myself as a wedding planner.
Yes.
So then I had to think of a new name.
Transitioning.
You know? That's hence Lwandoluhle from my name Lwando.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. And I want to know how many years have you been in the industry?
6 years and counting. Amazing 6 years. I have been so blessed that I've had business right through. I've been booked right through, and I've grown right through. And I want to say, for anyone who is interested in events, one of the reasons why I've been successful in the last years of my business career is because I started on a good foot. Not financially, I didn't start with money. I started because with the business plan and everything I did, I was always a step ahead of everything that happened with regards to what the eventing world was doing.
Yes.
I knew before I came in Uguti, what am I expecting? I knew my competitors before I started. I knew where to buy things. I knew everything before I started. I was always a step ahead. So even when a client gave me something I hadn't done, I already knew where I could go to get it. And that's just helped. And I always say to people, if you're going to start anything, start it like you're starting a schoolwin. Plan it. It's a simple plan, 6 pages, 6 steps. Google a business plan, do that, and you'll be.
Which is very
That's how I've grown.
which is very good what you're saying, because I mean, if you don't know your competitors, it does not necessarily mean that like you want to see what they're doing, but you actually just want to check who's on the same, you know, field, industry, who's doing what, so that you can also position yourself in a way that you can be different and you can be seen by obviously people that are seeking your services. And I always ask this to business owners. For instance, if someone is doing nails, I'll ask them about, oh, do you know this company? Do you know this company? If they don't know, I'm like, how can you not know? Because
Then how are you in business?
do you get what I mean?
You cannot be in business and what do they call them? Blinders.
Yes.
Those horse things. You cannot be in business and do this because you are wasting so much that you could be learning on the other side. You have to be in the know.
You have to know your
And you have to know your competitors. How are you competing with people if you don't know what they're doing?
And they're good,
And we're not saying you're better off.
Yes.
We're not saying they are better off. We're simply saying know what they are doing, so you know where, as you said, position yourself and how you
can do it
okay, this
better.
is where I'm lacking.
Yes.
My competition is here. Let me do that.
And also getting inspiration from them, because your competitor could be based in the United States and you doing this in South Africa. So you basically just looking at, for the things that they are doing, these things are not being done in South Africa. Maybe I can do the same thing, which I could say with your balloons. I think you're well known for your balloons.
Yes.
And I think in the space, in the event space, balloons were not as big as they are today.
No.
I mean, right now,
No.
go anywhere, you will check balloons.
Yes.
So tell me, why did you decide to train and skill yourself in balloons?
I swear I'm going to keep going back to this business plan, guys, because honestly, it is the Bible. There's no secret to starting any business.
Yeah.
Same thing happened. I felt I was in a space where I was doing cute parties, but they were not hitting the right notes that I wanted to hit. You know when you can do more, but then you don't know what more is. So then I said to myself, the people that I'm following now currently, they're great, they're amazing, but I'm on the same level as them. I'm delivering, if anything, I'm better. So I unfollowed all of them and I said, I need to look for people who are now going to pull me, people I can look up to who will push me up to do more. Then I started following people in SA. We'll try not mention names. Then I discovered they're not following their leagues. How do I compete? I if anything, I'm no longer competing with you guys right now. I need more. So I unfollowed all of them. Decided to follow people who are totally out of my reach. Then I said, who are they following? Why is their work extra? Why are they doing things that my mind cannot think of? Only to discover they were following people on the other side of the shores. The American states, Australia is a big, big market for artistic creativity. If you're an events planner, follow them. I discovered they were doing balloons. I taught myself YouTube. Subscribe to our channels, YouTube tutorials, and that's how I did it, as I was just trying to do more for my clients. I wasn't even charging for it. And then I got really good. And then suddenly one day the world just woke up in SA and balloons were the thing, and I was getting calls for balloons, and I was like, Mara guys,
Let me tell you,
I've been doing this.
because I'm that person that called you for balloons. Because I remember I had an event which was a low budget event, but the client really wanted something that I guess that was out of this world. And I said to them, guys, I don't care what happens. If you want me to be involved in this kiddies party, if we need balloons, there's a balloon specialist. We need to get this lady. And I mean, you did the most. I mean, if that party didn't have the balloons that you set up, I'm telling you, it wouldn't have been what it became. Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
So I just want us now to basically move on to what I called you for.
Yeah.
which is the side hustle.
Yes.
Because I think with so much knowledge that you have, it will probably surprise people that events is actually your side hustle.
Yazini, I'm at a process without revealing too much. I actually feel like my 9 to 5 is my hustle.
Okay.
That's where the business of my side hustle, because I've invested so much in it, it's really taking over all my time. And when I'm at work, I feel like I'm tied up. I could be doing this, I could be doing that. I feel like my 9 to 5 is my side. And I actually want to say something. I have a problem with the word side hustle.
Okay.
Looking back at it, because a side hustle, it's looked as it's a thing, I'm doing it on the side, I'm just dabbling.
Okay.
Okay. And that's when how we price ourselves with clients. We don't price, example, balloons. I'm probably, without a shadow of a doubt, undercharging in comparison to a legit company that has an office and a desk and a receptionist. Exactly the same value of work. I probably undercharge because I'm doing it as a side hustle. And to them, it's a business. I feel that by calling our side hustles, we ourselves sihlisa the value that we bring in, excluding or forgetting the amount of time and energy, resources that goes into it. It's not anything less than what the building with the receptionist is delivering. And that in return means that people who come to us for our services come to us knowing it's just a side hustle. And then what are they doing? They're expecting side hustle prices.
Of course.
Family discounts,
of course.
Friend discounts. Oh, my friend, because you already have that table. It's already at your house.
Yes.
So can I just, I've got a bike.
How do you actually deal with that if somebody comes with that approach saying, this is how much I have, I need 1, 2, 3 from you, but they already put on the price in terms of
how much they can afford?
Yes.
All right, so there's 2 ways that I take this.
Okay.
So I have a returning client who booked me last year, paid full services, had no issues, delivered everything. We were happy. She comes back this year, wants to celebrate the same event, but the budget is not the same. Lwando, I have half the budget.
Okay.
I know the capabilities. I worked with her last year. I'm able to build something for her to still celebrate. I'm able to still build something for her to celebrate the event, not to the scale of what I did last year, but to the scale that's within her budget. Then there is a friend or someone who's just trying their luck. Lwando, I only have so much money, I want to do something. Then that's a totally different conversation. I'll just say, you know what? Because you have so much, I can give you this table, I can give you those knives, I can give you that chair. Go do your event. I will collect after. So relationship with your planner is a good investment if you want to ever have a conversation where I have a budget event, because then she won't treat it as a budget event. She'll still probably do more than what you paid for, because she knows good. In the past, you've always been loyal, you've always paid me well. And just this one time, example, Corona, because people couldn't have had the big 20-seater tables, I couldn't have a big wedding, but I still want to celebrate. So it makes no sense. It's not even a matter of I have a small budget. It makes no sense for me to spend what I spent last year, Lwando, to celebrate. How can you accommodate me? And then now that brings me to building packages. Back to business plan. Business plan, guys. You need to always grow and have a business plan to anticipate moves. Corona, had this not have been, obviously it wasn't planned, but because there's a business plan and I had visions of how I want the business to grow, I was able to align to, example now, backdrops. Client comes to me, I have a limited budget, we can't do a big table setup, let's do a backdrop. I've already calculated the costs, I already know my profits, it fits their budget. Let's do this.
That's a lot. That is a lot. And I think with also watching your YouTube channel, you basically do a lot of going into your suppliers and finding out their prices, so that when you have a client calling you, you don't have to say, hold on, I'll answer in 2 days, in 3 days, I need to get this X supplier responding to me and stuff like that, which I feel a lot of wedding planners actually do that. They don't necessarily have sort of reliable set prices from their suppliers to say, if ever I have a client, then I know response time. Do you get what I mean? It's within 24 hours and so forth. It's always like, hey, I've got a client, please answer me now. Not understanding that, hold on, it's your client, it's not our client, but we'll treat you like just like every other client. And I'm gonna go to our last question, which is employees. I don't know in your business plan if you have employee section on how to hire, how to promote, how do you ever fire people, and how do you basically deal with employees in your work space?
I have employees because Upatilupas grew and I couldn't do everything by myself. So physically I was incapable of physically doing a full event by myself. I cannot lift the equipment, I cannot drive myself everywhere. I need a truck. So what started as just outsourcing through hiring, and I had to buy my own things. Buying my own things means I need to transport as a driver. So I took it as, instead of having abantu by 4 and 5, and that's me trying to now budget and not spend on too many hands. I have a few people that I equipped with skills more than just what they are in the business for.
Okay.
So I have a driver example, Dr. Joseph. His sole hire was for transport to pick up, drop off. But Dr. Joseph picks up, checks the schedule, checks the routes, estimates times, wants to know what time you're coming back. He will even advise me on, because we're going to a certain location, we can go there while we pass time. If something is wrong, often I need a nail, I need a hammer. He already knows the areas because he's already researched the routes and everything. On arrival, he's not just there to abeg etafile. He takes care to help with the flooring. Place the tables, and then he stands back. My assistant comes in and does the table setting, but naye, he won't just say ngenzile. The floor is dirty. He does the floor. But now they did not just get there. I had to train them. I couldn't just hire someone to just place a table. And place a knife. Anybody can place a knife and a fork and a plate, but there's a way you do it. And you want a person to do it with passion. Obviously, you want to remunerate them. Is that the correct word? Remunerate them, pay them well. So that they do it with kindness and they're happy to do it. And then they do so much more. So I do have staff. I value them so well. I wish I could pay them the money they are worth. But in return, I pay them with teaching them. I expose them to things and I equip them to such a point where I want to grow and be able to have an event where I'm not there physically, but an event can be executed to the level that I would do if I was there, and just arrive and just take pictures. And again, I pay them more, they do more. But staff, guys, very important.
And in terms of getting all of that stuff, how do you recruit to them? How do you actually bring them in your company? Do you do it by word of mouth? Do you post things on social media? Or like, what do you actually do to actually bring people in your company?
The last person I recruited, literally, we got him at the side of the robot. I was short-staffed, so my one assistant wasn't available, had a family thing that she had to attend. The one guy had a commitment night that he couldn't get out of. So there are times where, even as a boss, I have to understand that people cannot come to work. So Utata Joseph, Nai was like, Lwando, don't worry, I've got this. He drove out and came back with the guy. He said, here's a guy. I had to trust Joseph at that point because there was nothing I could do. Turns out, he tells me later on, no, Uputi, he was those with the cardboard sitting at the side of the road waiting for a piece job. It's been 6 months. Guy is a star employee.
Amazing.
The others, they came through because they were friends who were interested in the business and wanted something to do part-time. It's boring over the weekends and there's nothing nice, guys, if you're just going to chill at home and not make money. So I said, want to make some money? Come through, make some money, have a weekend. And it's not that we even work the whole day.
Yes.
The work is in the morning, we set up, they're free the whole afternoon, we come back around 6 to collect, and the job is done.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. And I think it's so nice to hear someone speaking so highly of their staff, because I mean, I've worked with a number of people, and seeing how staff are being treated at events, and also how they basically behave at events. You know, sometimes you get to the venue and you want to find out to whoever that's there, hey, where can I find this, or hey, where can I find that, and them basically giving you the answer that you need is something else, because sometimes it's like, I don't know, I don't work here. Hey, do you get what I mean? So to actually have people that are not just there just to drive the truck, but they're actually there to...
They care for the business.
Do you get what I mean? To also give you directions in terms of, okay, if you are going this route, this is how far it's going to take us and so forth. And I can actually relate to that because... with me, when I started, I used to hire people from the taxi rank. So I knew guys at the taxi rank. And it got to a point where I'm like, you know what? I don't just want a drop off and a pick up. I actually need someone that's going to be there taking care of our bags if we're traveling to a place that's far. I need someone that is going to take care of us in terms of when we come back, can they do drop door to door to door? Do you hear what I mean? Of the staff, you know? So it's very nice to actually have you speaking highly of your staff and having staff that actually that taking care of our businesses.
I think the key word here is value.
Value.
My staff, more than everybody, knows and can see how much money I'm making because they see the growth. So they see it on the size of the events that we're doing. So they can see, would say, manje, the scale is bigger, which means the budget is bigger. So I need to equip them to also be happy and feel the value of the business growing, they growing, not just financially, but also mentally, and also with skills that should. And another thing is I'm growing my staff. I always tell this to them. I'm growing you to perhaps start your own business. Perhaps that Joseph, instead of just being a to hire truck, actually take this as a logistics company. Do something that even when I'm not hiring you, other people are using him, which is what I've done. I have a few planners now. If I'm not booking him, I know surefire he's with somebody else and he's getting money. Same thing. I love my staff so much because they help me do what I do. There's no ways I'll be able to do what I do without my staff. So I have to, like, guys, it's a given. You need to love the people who love you.
Yes. And you need to respect the people that respect you and respect your business.
Amen.
And that brings us to...
Wait, before you close, there's a question you asked me. I didn't answer because I've never had the situation. She asked me, how do I fire people? I've never had to fire someone.
Are you serious?
Never.
Good for you.
Like never. I have no idea how I would answer that. I had my first assistant. I had so much hopes for her. I still do. But pillow talk and someone came between our relationship and then she pursued another life. But I still told her, even in that new life, look into, if you ever need to make more money, look into not having a side hustle, but do something creative that would make you money. Come back into this event space. I equipped her with lessons. I skilled her with balloons. I gave her a machine. I said, make yourself money to support yourself. And that's how she left. Because she wanted to leave. But I didn't say, oh, yeah, I'm young, Shia. I still said, take the machine. I've given you all the skills you need. If you ever need to make money, Nance, I've given you everything. But I've never had to fire.
So I guess...
How do you now let go of an employee you're not happy with?
It's a lot. It is a lot, and I think it will obviously need more questions in terms of, didn't you have problems with your teams maybe arriving late, or when they get to work they're not doing what they're supposed to do, and you kind of don't have a choice but to actually let them go and stuff like that. So I don't think it's just firing them, but it's more of what actually happened that will lead to that situation.
So a good example of, I think, how I've been able to handle conflict, because I'm not saying my staff are perfect, I've never had to fire them. A good example is Emmanuel. Emmanuel, when I got him, he was working as a security guard in my complex, and he was actually let go. But prior to him being let go, he was already casually assisting me. So when I had deliveries and I'm at work, he'd be the guy. Emmanuel, I have a delivery that's coming. Please get the thing sorted, upakishe in the corner. If I come home, I need any manual things to be moved before Joseph arrives. Emmanuel would be, and then I started calling him after hours. Emmanuel, can you please after hours come, let's get these prepped so that when Joseph comes, because he's an old man, so when he comes, he has hand, unezandla to help him get the things into the vehicle. And then I said to him, you know what, I actually need a person who's going to help me with the events. And I had a friend who was like, but he's a man, Lwando, he's just been there physically. And he has big hands. He's a man, guys. He's physically there. And I said, but I see potential.
Yes.
He's shown me that even when he had a job, he was able to assist me. And regardless of the fact that Nice doesn't have a job and I can offer him something, I know I'm offering to someone who can give me more. And I taught him to plate, to set tables. He mops the floor. He does everything. He just needs to learn how to do balloons and flowers.
That's awesome.
Because anytime when I wasn't happy with him about something, if he painted something wrong, Emmanuel, I understand that you painted this wrong. And likelihood was always because I didn't tell him how to do it. I think it was always me. It always came back to me. I'd ask him to paint something, but I wasn't specific on the shade of white. On the shades, I wanted just light white, light pink, but I wasn't specific. And he'd give me a cerise pink, and I wanted a baby pink.
I think
it
also
was always me.
I think also the type of staff that you hire in terms of obviously the age and stuff like that, obviously it will have a different perspective to me because I work with very young people from 18.
One of my assistants is young. She's younger than me. She's still in her 20s.
Is it?
Yes.
From 18, so it's like the mind is still all over the place. You have to say, hey, you need to focus, get off your phone, do this, don't chew gum. Do you get what I mean? So I think definitely you will have more of longevity with your staff than somebody that hires, very fresh, young, I mean, at 18 or at 17.
Can I also mention something about desperate?
Oh, yes.
So there are a lot of people who come through my Instagram, desperate for an opportunity, eager to learn. I want to shadow. I want to. But on the day come, they don't pitch. Or they arrive, I'm happy, but what's the word in English? The workload. They're lazy. And it's not just I'm expecting them to be on the level that I need them to be, but I'm giving you just your responsibility is to everything I do, just do it behind me. And they can't do it. But all the wiser people, mature people understand. And my philosophy is I do something once, I teach you twice, Yenzi.
And I think with young people, especially those ones that look at us over social media, what they don't understand is the amount of work that goes into setting up an event. People see events on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, wherever, and they're like, "Ooh, I want to be part of that. I want to do that." But the work behind the scenes, the people, I say this to my staff all the time. When I train them, I say events, it's the most horrible job to actually ever work in because you have to do literally everything in a split second. And depending where you're doing it, you are likely to do it at a venue. But if you have to, there's a lot that goes to just,
pulling off.
Do you get what I mean? And you don't get to enjoy it because you're there to work. So if you want to work at an event, you need to understand that you are there to. It's labor. It's picking up stuff. It's a lot, bruh.
All they see is the picture that we post on Instagram, and we look cute. And by the way, we get there not looking like this. We work, and we take a break. We change, and then take the pretty pictures. And that's when they think, she didn't even lift a finger. God,
this is nice. So guys, please, it's a lot than what you actually see.
It's not rose.
It's actually something else. It's the opposite of the beautiful, if you know what I mean. Thank you so much for coming. I wish we can continue talking more and more and more about the industry. about the industry, but I really appreciate the knowledge and the information that you shared with us.
I just hope somebody takes something.
Of course.
And I look forward to the comments of people coming back.
Of
Even
course.
weeks after saying, Yazin, I watched that episode and I did 1, 2, 3. That would heal my heart and just make it that much sweeter and worthwhile to wake up on a Sunday morning. Crack of dawn.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, babe. I really enjoyed you sharing everything that you know about the industry. And yeah, guys, that is it for today. Please do not forget to follow Lwandoluhle Events on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
You can follow me on Instagram under Lwandoluhle. On Twitter, I'm Lw_Nyhweba. Facebook, Lwandoluhle. That's it. Alright, guys, anything more, I'll lose my mind.
So yeah, guys, that is it for today. Please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. I will see you on my next upload. Mwah!